All right, folks, welcome back to Kings of Opinion, episode 128. We got the usual Wanderer here, and actually in attendance today is Big Earn from his busy schedule. We're glad to have him here. Guys, say hello.
Hello.
Hope you're doing well.
So, some big news today on the baseball front, which is exciting. So the winter meeting started yesterday. Nothing really happened yesterday, but I think, was it late last night or early this morning, Kyle Schwarber signed for 5 years, $150 million.
I saw it this morning. So
Yeah, I thought that's what I did too. Not too bad of a contract, actually. I thought he was going to get more. 5 years for $150 million? 30 a year?
3 years.
I got it right here.
Oh, it's 5 years?
5 years.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get to the other guy next.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people reported out that they thought he should have gotten a lot more, but he's old. I mean, he's just a straight up DH. I mean,
But 50-something home runs is 50-something home runs.
yeah.
I mean, the Mets could have used him at DH if they would have, if they either lose Alonso
I
or...
heard they made him an offer.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I wonder how close it came to that. Because $30 million is not terrible.
I mean, even if they offered him the same thing, I mean, was he going to choose to leave Philly? I doubt it.
Probably not. I mean, but the problem is with Philly, I feel like they're almost just like the Yankees, only they didn't get to a World Series the other years. They just play well all year, and then come to the playoffs, they just get beat by another team, like whoever it be, the Brewers, the Braves, the Mets, like whoever, like they get beat. You know what I mean? So, you might want to start to flip that lineup around a little bit, you would think. But, this might be a weird, winter for MLB. I don't really know. And then not too long ago, you had Edwin Diaz go to the new evil empire, the Dodgers, on a 3-year deal.
Surprise.
Now, it's not confirmed yet because you haven't seen it yet, and I was looking for it. I didn't see it yet, but I heard on the radio that he also got deferred money, just like everybody else that signs with the Dodgers. And I know, like, after this baseball season, they're gonna have the CBA or whatever it's called, and they might have the lockout. Now, I don't think they're really gonna have a lockout, to be fair.
A lot of people tend to think they will.
Yeah, I'm on the other side of that fence, I guess, because I can't see how, from the last time they did this, and that was only a few years ago, they wound up settling in spring training or something like that, like right before the season, so the season wasn't affected. But the one before that, in the 90s, where they had the strike, and it cost the Expos maybe a World Series or the Yankees a World Series, it took them a while to get people back into baseball. And my simple theory on all this is that they can't afford that this time around. Like, there's already reports, and I talked to a few different people, not anyone famous obviously, but just like coaches in general, like in the area, people in Jersey, Connecticut, like, just regular people that watch their sons or daughters play sports, and they're saying that towns like even this one that used to have a baseball team, now they take the surrounding towns and form one team. So it can't be good for baseball that kids in our, at least in the tri-state area, aren't really interested in playing baseball anymore. And with the popularity of football and basketball and even soccer now in the United States, like, I get both sides want to be super greedy here and want what they want and aren't going to bend. But if you lock out for even a fraction of the season, they're going to lose so much money after 2027. Mm-hmm. And like I said, we're already having people that don't want to play baseball anymore, where they're going to other countries to get their ball players.
And that's been the case for
like 20 years,
now,
right?
Yeah.
Almost like around 20 years now. I'm pretty sure it was pretty much after the really bad lockout we had, where they started getting the Hideo Nomos of the world and all those guys coming in. And it's always been somewhat of a thing, but now you see it like, there's a reason why they have the international draft and you have international money to spend now, you know what I mean? So, like, these are like little factors that I believe, like, if Rob Manfred and the powers that be are smart, someone's gonna have to cave on certain things to get this job done. And I just don't think they're gonna be a lockout. I think it'd be too bad for baseball, which we all love the game of baseball, but I wouldn't even go back. If they're gonna lock us out in 2027 and we're not gonna have baseball, it's gonna take me a while to go to a game, spend all that money, You know, it's not cheap, especially in the tri-state area. Like, you go to a Citi Field game, you go to a Yankee Stadium game, like, just literally getting there, before you even walk into the door with a ticket, it's like $100.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? With parking, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So, I don't foresee it happening. Like I said, I could be wrong. It's just my humble opinion. But where I was going with it was the whole Edwin Diaz thing. Like, maybe one of the conversations you need to have is this deferred money thing. And why is it only the Dodgers doing it? Like, are they the only team that gets players to do that?
Maybe the owner of the Dodgers and Rob Manfred are related.
It's got to be something, because it's smart. I'll give them that. It's smart to defer a lot of this money, especially for like the big contracts, like the Ohtani contract for one. But
Something doesn't make sense of it, because why isn't everybody doing it?
that's what I was getting at. Like, why isn't other teams doing it? Do they not want to spend the money 10 years down the line for a championship now? And there's certain teams, like, I couldn't see you not doing it. Like the Mets, for example, the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Cubs, even the Giants. There's a bunch of teams that have a lot of money. I was looking at the list. Literally 2/3 of MLB's owners are billionaires, meaning like not just a billionaire, like $4 to $5 billion worth of money that they have, that they own this team on top of that. You know what I mean? So wouldn't it behoove them to do it? Because the money that you're not spending on him now, even if you invested that in like a stock market, you could triple it by the time you have to pay that guy that original money, and you break even at the very least.
What do you think they do? 'Cause
Exactly. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that real quick, because this is getting crazy. What do you think about the Edwin Diaz deal? You're sad that he's gone?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's, he's one of the best in the league. It's a big loss for them. Yeah, I mean,
Are you happy about Devin Williams being your closer?
it's funny because I actually forgot to bring that up last week, but it's like with that move, he had a lot of trouble in the Bronx, and it's like they already, I mean, they have a history of guys that come to New York and just can't play it with the pressure. It happened. They also have two guys that they picked up before the trade deadline or whatever that were succeeding in smaller markets. Came here, couldn't get it done. Hey, let's keep doing that, I guess, right?
Well, I'm sure that it had to have something to do with the fact that they might have known that
Yeah,
they weren't signing Diaz.
for sure.
I mean, that's the only thing that I
Logical,
would think.
yeah,
Because you're
explanation.
essentially paying almost the same amount that our boy Shady Brady texted that, according to Bleacher Report, the Mets offered him 3 years, $66 million.
So he went to the Dodgers for $3 more million. I find that hard to believe, but well, listen, it's fresh. It just happened today, so there's gonna be more stuff that comes out with the whole Edwin Diaz thing, and hopefully we get some news soon with what the Yankees are gonna do, because they're not doing anything. I hear other teams like circling around Cody Bellinger like a vulture to like some fresh meat, and they're just sitting back and relax. Like, I don't know if it's a tactic of Brian Cashman, because he dealt with Scott Boras last year with the whole Juan Soto thing, and they drove the price up, and he kind of wants to stay away from that.
And that's another thing that with the Mets, is the fact that they gave Soto this contract that they gave him gonna hinder them spending money on other people now? I mean, it's
crazy. But there's been every little tidbit of news I'm getting on the Yankees is, oh, Cashman wants to sign Ahmad Rosario and a few right-handed utility bats. I'm like, what are we doing?
well, I mean, you have to take what he's saying at the winter meetings with a grain of salt, I guess, because they don't want to show their hand either. But what are they saying? That they got to get more right-handed bats in the lineup, right? They're too lefty oriented.
Which is weird, because 2 years ago we had like one lefty, and everyone was complaining that we were too right-handed, and now we're too left-handed. Can we get somewhere in the middle? Or I don't even care. I don't mind the left-handed, as long as you win enough ball games to get home field advantage. Then that should benefit you. You know what I mean? Or how about you teach the lefties how to just hit the ball instead of always striking out when there are guys and runners in scoring position or, a big moment in the game. That's why Cody Bellinger is so huge for this team, because he's not that typical guy in the lineup. Like, yeah, does he have his moments when he strikes out? Absolutely. But he hit lefties well, and he's a kind of like a slap kind of hitter where, like, you need a base hit or you need a sacrifice fly, he's going to choke up and he's going to get you that, or try to get you that run or move the runner over to set the guys up behind him.
Yeah. I guess it's pretty safe to say that whatever they do, it's going to be on the offense, right? I don't think they're going to do anything with pitching.
The only thing I was hearing as far as the pitching is that Japanese guy. But that has died down in the last couple of days. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I saw, and I'm not going to remember the name, but I saw a video this morning of this kid. I know his last name was Rodriguez, because it connected that he had the same name as A-Rod, and he mentioned A-Rod in the video. But this picture that started last year in single A ball and made it all the way up to triple A and had like a 2.56 ERA throughout and like a 30% strikeout rate, that they're saying chances are at some point this season will be called up to the majors. So, I mean, I think they're set at pitching. I mean, with Schmidt coming back, and
Schmidt doesn't come back till August.
Schlittler.
You know what I mean? So Schmidt doesn't come back for a while. You got Rodon out till at least May. You got Cole out till at least May. So they're light on starting pitching just to start the season, unless you're going to go with Yarborough in the beginning of the year, with Adam Warren, Max Fried, and Schlittler. You know what I mean? I don't even think I named 5. I might only name 4. I'm not even sure. But it's, listen, never hurts to have enough pitching, right? So, they got a lot of work to do all over the place. They're kind of in the same boat as the Mets, whereas they got a lot of holes to fill. And right now, the Yankees left field, first base, even maybe catcher, because it's good you have Ben Rice, but like I'd almost like him to have like a set position. Like if he's gonna be our first baseman, he has to be our first baseman. If he's gonna be our catcher, he has to be our catcher, and then have Austin Wells, either move or be the backup at this point. You know what I mean? I know he's still young, just like Volpe. They're still kind of young, but part of me just thinks you're wasting Aaron Judge right now. Like he's another year older. Stanton's another year older. Like you got to get back to the World Series, at least give him a chance to win. At least win one. And I get it. Like recently, Hal's crying broke, basically. Like that's the way I took it, and I don't understand that, but
Well, it seems like that's the trend for everybody, other than the Dodgers.
Right. Well, I'll at least give Steve Cohen some credit. He doesn't cry broke. He just basically says he's going to make smart decisions. Which
Well, you don't really hear anything from Steve Cohen.
Right. You know what I mean? And it's the winter meetings. I feel like the Yankees are going to sign somebody before this week is up. I just don't know who the hell it's going to be.
I guess Cohen's got bigger fish to fry right now with the casino.
Yeah. And which is strange to me, because that casino is going to be a disaster over there. Like that whole little, not even the neighborhood, but just it's intertwining like 3 highways right around Citi Field. Like where are you going to put this casino where there's not going to be nonstop traffic right in that area?
I don't think he cares about that. I think he just cares about all the fucking boatloads of cash he's going to make.
Well, he's going to make tons of it for sure. But like they're also building a soccer stadium, if that's still in the works.
Mm-hmm. It's already like framed out.
Yeah, but I don't know all the things they're going to have there. But they're supposed to have like a bunch of stuff. So with them having a bunch of stuff there, like you're not just going there for baseball or the casino. You got shopping, restaurants, soccer games.
Yeah, it's going to be a major attraction.
Yeah. You have the marina's still going to be there, right? I'm assuming. Like, they're not getting rid of the marina, so you're going to have that. So, like, it's just going to be one clusterfuck after another all year long there.
So it's like we said, how much of it really is about winning anymore?
Yeah.
Versus making money.
Yeah, I think at this point, you're going to start to think that, especially if they do have the lockout, forget about it. You're going to know it's 100%. So, I don't know. That's all I got for right now with the baseball stuff. Hopefully we got some more news next week for you. But turning tides to football, that Cowboys-Lions game, what happened?
What happened is fucking refs suck ass. It's all fixed, man. It's all fixed through Vegas. I think there was plenty of examples of that this weekend.
Yeah.
Offensive pass interference, I mean, come on. Now, they scored a touchdown there, it's 3 points. 3 points. And what was the spread? 3.5?
Yeah, I think by game time
Yeah.
it was 3.5 because I think I had it at 5.5.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The Raider game.
Well, that was weird, right? That Raiders game where Pete Carroll kicks a field goal. Did you see this?
I heard about it.
Yeah. I forget what led to it. Was it like some kind of penalty or something like that? And then
Yeah, like 10 seconds after the play.
and then
Delay of game.
instead of like they were down by 10, right? So instead of going for like a Hail Mary, he kicks a field goal and they lose by 7, and the spread was 7. So everyone that bet either which way you bet, you were either a big winner or a big loser against Denver, which was a weird one. But I got a bone to pick with your guy George Pickens, man. What happened to him in that Cowboys game in the second half? Like, you had no Lamb, right? Lamb got hurt. He's in concussion protocol.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, I think that was in the second quarter, right? I think that was.
They said he should be.
Yeah, well, because he has 10 days because it was a Thursday game. But
The one post play that they kept showing,
yeah,
where it looked like the ball like basically fell right next to him and he could have caught it.
right.
I mean, if you really pay attention to the play, and again, you're an NFL pro player, you should be balls out to get every ball you can. But if you really watch that play, you'll see the second guy on defense was coming over and was like right in his line of sight. So like almost like they would have ran into each other. So I mean, I get what people are saying, but you know.
That one play changed my entire outlook of the weekend for my fantasy football because I needed him to have a big game, and if he catches that, more often than not, he scores a touchdown there, and it probably changes my whole weekend of events, or at least gets me the win, and I get into the playoffs. I didn't make the playoffs. I lost. Yeah,
Join the club.
I know. So I was pissed at that. Amon-Ra St. Brown came into this game. He had the twisted ankle, and he wound up playing and played pretty well. He didn't look like he was that banged up. He did all right for me, but, you know, that was just a weird game because it looked like Dallas could have played with the Lions in that game, and they just didn't.
Yeah, and you know, did the Lions punt once? They scored on every freaking drive. It was like unbelievable.
Yeah. The Lions tend to do that, though, a lot of times when they're going right. Like, they never...
But they hadn't been going right.
Right.
And the Cowboys' defense had been going right. So it was like just...
Yeah, it was a weird game for sure. And that got the ball rolling in a negative way on Thursday. And then you have, like, a full slate of Sunday games, minus, like, the guys that were on buys. But we've been talking about them for weeks now, the Seahawks against the Falcons. Now, to be fair, in this game, I was paying attention a little bit for Darnold because I was going against him, and he didn't have a great first half. I think he had like 5 points. So like it was a closer game until halftime, and then I don't know what was said in the locker room, but they came out and he came out throwing and dropped 3 touchdowns on the Falcons, and you know, you look up and it's 37-9, and
A game of two halves, I guess, right?
yeah, man, it was crazy because I don't remember what the score was at half, but I think it might have been like 10-6 or something like that, or 10-3. I'm not even sure, but like the Seahawks did not have a good first half. That much I can tell you, and they just came back in the second half and just beat the balls out of the Falcons. It was rather weird. But But this was kind of an up and down week for a lot of people. You had the Steelers versus Ravens, and the Ravens lost against the Steelers at home.
Yeah.
That
rough season.
Yeah, man, real rough. And it looks like now they're not even going to make the playoffs at this point. Like, they need a lot of things to happen to make that work. The Booty Bowl, which I'm calling the Titans-Browns game, that was actually an interesting game. 31-29 on the last-minute field goal, I think, for the Titans.
Yeah, and interesting that Shador's looking pretty decent these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to start the rest of the season for them, which is good. Neither team is going anywhere, but you like to see them score a lot of points in this game. Unfortunately for me, I had the Titans defense, so that really didn't help too much. But what are you going to do?
And that you can. I'm surprised it hasn't happened already, but that guy's getting fired. What's his name? Stefanski.
Oh yeah.
He was like so adamant to not play the guy, and probably should have been playing him
right from jump, or at least, somewhere in like the 4th or 5th week after he took out Flacco. You know what I mean? And he put in Gabriel instead. But he'll find a job somewhere else as an offensive or defensive coordinator, whatever his specialty is, I'm sure, because they always recycle these guys for whatever reason. Bad news for the Colts. You saw Danny Dimes?
He went down, yeah.
How about that? Phillip Rivers coming back. Oh, I can't wait to see that. I always liked Phillip Rivers. I hope he does great.
Me too. So, fun fact here, the last time he played was 4 years ago for the Colts. And he actually had a good season for them when he played, and then retired right after that.
Yeah. Well, somebody has to take care of the 20 kids that he has.
That's true. But yeah, excited to see him too, actually. I wonder what would be left. I mean, I'm assuming he's about as old as Flacco is, right? He's not...
He's 44 or 45.
Okay.
He's old.
Yeah, he's up there. He's Tom Brady when he was playing old. I guess, well, listen, there's no trades you can make right now, so the only thing you can do is sign a quarterback, and I guess there's nobody else out there to sign at this moment. So they got to give it a chance, because the Colts actually still have a chance to win the South, even with this loss. I think they're only a game back, as a matter of fact. I'd have to check. Let's check these standings real quick. Yeah, so they're only a game behind Jacksonville right now. I mean, they probably I don't know if they played them twice already, but as of right now, since they lost to them, they don't have the tiebreaker. But that AFC South is kind of crazy, because you got Jacksonville 9-4, Houston and Indy at 8-5. So pretty crazy. Dolphins beat the Jets. What else is new? I love it, by the way.
I think maybe, a big part of that game too was Tyrod Taylor going out early, because I thought if they had him, it might have went a little differently. Because,
They brought in that other kid, right?
Cook.
Cook.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
No.
they couldn't really get anything going on offense.
No.
And the special teams, though, continues to, have a good.
But you know that
special teams.
the Jets will be good for one more win to knock them out of the first pick. So.
Well, right now, I saw the draft status. The Giants have the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And then I think it's the Titans.
Which is okay, because the Giants aren't drafting their quarterback.
Correct.
So.
Correct.
But the Giants, I'm assuming, if it ended this way, Giants would definitely trade down and try to get a haul for that.
Yeah. I mean, you would think, like, you just scored on Jackson Dart.
Because, let's see. Does Cleveland try to move up to get another quarterback again?
Well, they, I think, have a top 5 pick anyway. So,
move
to number
far
1.
As quarterback, I don't know how many other than this kid Hernandez. What's his name? Hernandez from Indiana is the consensus number 1 and best quarterback. Well, you got Vegas. Vegas is tied with the Giants, right?
Yeah.
they need a quarterback. Arizona's got 3 wins. They need a quarterback. So
Yeah, there's a bunch of teams that are terrible that need a quarterback, but I guess you're rooting
the Jets have the picks now
to move. But see, here's the thing too, like that I think about. Like, obviously, you're gonna go for a quarterback. Do you really want the number 1 pick again, as the Jets? Like,
yeah, why not? This way, he could suck because he's playing for the Jets, and then 2 years from now, you could trade him to another team, and he'll be a superstar.
right, and then we'll get lesser draft picks back. Like, that's the thing. You made these 2 good trades, and you got all these draft picks, but don't you want to keep them? Because you could probably get. Which is why I didn't want them to win. Like, if they had 2 losses right now, they'd be right there with them. But they won that last game, and I'm like, what are you doing? They beat the Falcons. Like, why? And you weren't here. I was saying that to Wander. I'm like, why would you do this? Why? Because now, as of right now, I think they have the 7th pick. So the teams you named that all need quarterbacks are all in front of them, which means you'd have to trade the Giants and get a haul, like you said, which means all those first-round picks you just got are out the window. And then your first-round pick at number 7 as well. So the Giants move back to 7. They'll get a great offensive lineman or whoever the hell they want. You'll get supposedly the quarterback. And unless you actually hit like the Giants hit and some of these other teams hit, great. But that's almost, knock on wood, is not really going to happen because the Jets have picked like first, second, or third a bunch of times, and we've gotten nothing to show for it. So part of me is like, see what you could do on either the trade market or just get a veteran quarterback that's not super old. You know what I mean? Like someone that's like 30 that might be decent, and plug your team with a bunch of number 1 picks that are good on the offense and the defensive side. Like, what's cool about their 2 trades is the 2 wide receivers that they have now are pretty decent. They got Adonai Mitchell, who had a big game last week against the Falcons, and that guy Meacham the third or something like that, while Wilson's out. They've been okay. So the more reps they get, maybe you don't need any more wide receivers when Wilson comes back. You have your 3, and you got decent tight ends. You got good running backs. You build the line. You build some pieces on the defense. And maybe with I don't even know who you'd get at this point because I don't know who's a free agent or whatnot or even a trade, but maybe you don't waste all those picks and you build a better roster. I don't know. It's the Jets, so it's hard to say. Like, if you were talking about almost any of these other good teams or somewhat good teams that are like in the middle a lot and then every once in a while they make the playoffs, I'd be more willing to throw away a lot of my picks and get the number 1 pick. But if you're going to hand the Giants, who now have a quarterback, 3 first-round picks, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's crazy to me a little bit,
Yeah.
Especially when this quarterback class isn't the best. Like, there's only 2 or 3 guys.
That's why I think it's even more important that they are able to move up and get this guy.
But do you wait another year and then you still have, in 2027, 3 first-round picks, and maybe you're not as crappy next year, but let's say you have a 15th round.
The problem is that the strategy is still going to most likely be the same, where you're going to do what you got to do to get a quarterback. Whereas, do you pass on this guy now and then he turns out to be the real deal, and then you're like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It's just a hard spot to be in, I guess, especially if you're a Jet fan or even a Jet player or coach or whatever. Like, Aaron Glenn is going to be riding on whoever they pick at quarterback. Because I'll tell you this right now, after this year, yeah, they're playing for him. Even though they lost, it was 34-10, I think, this week against the Dolphins. Wander, you were right. Like, Tyrod Taylor went down early, and they just couldn't get anything going, so it is what it is. It's fine. They're still playing for the guy now, but this is only year 1. Let's fast forward 2 years. You got your quarterback. It's year 3, and you're, 3-10. Yeah. Or 3-11, you know what I mean? Then what? And I like Aaron Glenn.
Brian Dable, case in point.
Right, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. It's tough to be a Jet fan or just hope that they'll make the right pick. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Going down the list, this game was really exciting. Bills Bengals.
Yeah, the snow game.
Woof.
Yeah, that was good.
I liked that game a lot. It was a lot of running, then late minute passing. I really thought the Bengals were going to win this game.
They should have. It's just they just had two. Like the first one it was just like it was almost like you couldn't believe it. Like at that point of the game, that's when you're going to turn the ball over.
Yeah.
And then it happened again similarly, but just at the biggest point of the game, like it's that'll kill you.
Yeah, and in the first half, the Bills didn't look good at all.
No, they didn't.
And they got it together. But see, here's the thing. Like, the Bengals' defense is probably the worst in the league. So, like, being Josh Allen, I would be like, if we're down 21 or whatever, we could make this up in, like, 5 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what he did, But I liked...
Cook had a good game.
Yeah, Cook had a good game. Chase Brown had a good game. 2 touchdowns for me.
Yeah.
He was a stud, which is why I kept him in my keeper league. But yeah, the Bills, man, like they're starting to come back a little bit from their low. Like I always say, they always have a couple weeks of them being crappy. So now look out if this was the wake up game for them where they were down by a bunch and then they came back and won. They're gonna be tough. Crazy game, and it just looked cool, right? You're watching it on TV, and the snow's falling.
Yeah, well, that's there's nothing better than watching a football game while it's snowing.
Yeah, and then every once in a while they had to like shovel the lines, which I thought was cool. Yeah, it was so cool because you don't see. I don't think you see that often anymore. Really, you know what I mean?
No.
Only I would think only like up in that area, like the Buffalo, maybe Wisconsin, like those kind of things.
Plus all these stadiums that are
domed,
right?
So that helps too. I glossed over the Saints-Bucks game. I didn't really watch any of this game because I just thought the Buccaneers were going to win. They wind up losing to the Saints, which is like
it's pretty bad.
Talk about a tale of 2 seasons. They started the season so
6-2, right? Something like that.
Unreal.
And now they're fighting with the Carolina Panthers out of all teams.
And they still, I think they still have a chance to win their division as bad as things have been.
They are right now. They're tied with Carolina at 7-6, and they don't have to worry about the other 2 teams because they're 4-9 and 3-10. But they're losing games they should be winning. Guys aren't playing, and they're getting guys back. Like they had Godwin back.
Yeah, the difference is they've been playing like shit, and Carolina's been playing much better.
Oh yeah, and we talked about this last week. Carolina's no joke at home. Like they're pretty good at home for the fact that they're not an established team right now, and Bryce Young is still not playing like he should be or how they drafted him to be. But they're making it work. Whatever they're doing is working down there for a little bit. We'll see how that turns out towards the end of the year. But I can't believe this was week 14 already. We're almost done with this.
4 weeks left.
4 weeks left. Like once we hit Christmas, like the next week it's over, and then you got the playoffs.
Quick.
Packers beat the Bears 28-21. The Bears finally could not mount a comeback in the fourth quarter.
Another good game with crucial interception at the biggest part of the game.
Yeah. There's a lot of that going around this weekend. Rams took care of the Cardinals easily, 45-17.
I was kind of surprised he didn't think about running it.
Yeah.
Because that seemed to work well for Williams.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't think he's really like a running quarterback as much.
He made some good throws in the game.
Yeah, he's definitely not trying to be a running quarterback.
Yeah, because I feel like we saw him do that a little bit in his first year, and it just wasn't working out, and he was getting rocked all over the place, and he's like, yeah, not so much. I don't know if this is a shocker, but the Sunday night game, Texans-Chiefs, the Texans beat the Chiefs 20-10. I didn't even watch this game, but I saw like the tail end where it was like literally like the last play, and I was like, I couldn't believe that Houston won in Kansas City, no less. Like they were on the road.
Well, Houston's defense is
amazing
this year, and Kansas City just hasn't looked good,
Houston, they've got some wins too, right? They
Yeah.
beat
Yeah,
Colts,
their
Bills.
defense is just been playing lights
Chiefs.
out.
They're 8-5 right now. They're just a game behind Jacksonville in the South. But what I found weird, like I was looking at some of the highlights after the game, and Kansas City's kind of stubbing their own toe a little bit. Like Patrick Mahomes is throwing people the ball, and they're missing these catches. Whereas, a year ago even they were making these catches, and I feel like that was really more of how they lost this game. It was more on them as opposed to Houston being so good defensively. And this is like the first time in a long time where we might be saying the Chiefs aren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And listen, they still have a small chance. They're 6-7. I don't know how far they are. I know they're in the hunt for sure because Miami is in the hunt at 5-7 or 8.
No, Miami's 6 or 7.
Miami's 6-7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot to add they beat the Jets. They're not eliminated yet, but
It's not looking good.
it's not great.
No, because you got the South where everybody but Tennessee is right there.
Yeah.
New England and Buffalo are going to be in it. Then you got Pittsburgh Pittsburgh or Baltimore. Either one of them is going to win that division and get in.
Yeah. Right now, Pittsburgh's leading the division. Right now, Kansas City's like 3 teams out. I think Houston, they have 7 teams make the playoffs, I think.
7 from each conference.
Yeah. So you got Indy and Baltimore in front of them. And Baltimore's 6-7 like them. So, but they're basically chasing Houston and Buffalo. And Buffalo's 9-4.
And Indy.
Yeah, Indy's 8-5,
And
but
the
they're
Chargers?
out. They're out. The Chargers are ahead of them too. They're one of the wild card teams. I'm just talking about. So right now, if it ended today, Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh are the divisions,
Right.
and then Chargers, Buffalo, Houston are the wild cards.
Correct.
The first team up would be Indy
Right.
to jump one of those other teams, then Baltimore, then Kansas City, and then you got Miami.
Mm.
So that's how that's looking as of right now. But yeah, crazy that Kansas City has to go through all that to make the playoffs. And even if they do, I don't even think the way they played this year that they're going to do anything anyway. So they're probably better off not making it. The Monday night game, which was Philly Chargers, I was watching this game and I couldn't have been more bored. I shut it off.
Yeah, I didn't watch
The
it.
beginning of the game, it was so boring. And it's funny, too, the only reason why I was watching it is because I had the smallest glimmer of hope that if A.J. Brown and Omari Hampton didn't really do much in this game, I could still make the playoffs with losing my game in fantasy. So that's why I was watching this game. And it was so miserable the first quarter that I had to shut it off. I was like, there was nothing going on. It was like 3 and out, interception. There was an interception. It might have been, I guess, later on in the game.
Jalen Hurts, where it had 2 turnovers on the same
Yeah,
play.
yeah. I think I turned it back on just to see that replay. He throws the ball. That guy runs it, fumbles it. He gets it. He fumbles it,
Yeah.
which, to be fair, wasn't really his fault because the ball was like up in the air. He grabbed it, and then someone hit him, and it just came out of his hands. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like he tried to secure it or anything like that.
Still 2 turnovers on the same play.
Dude, amazing. I've never seen it, so it was so
I think
hilarious.
It was the first time.
Yeah, it must have been because that was hilarious. And I'm just like, oh, great. And the funny part about it is I have Jalen Hurts in a league we're in, and he put up, I think it was -3 points, which is also something I don't think I've ever seen before
No kidding.
because he was so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, because he just didn't have that interception and that fumble. He had like another interception and some other stuff. Like, it wasn't good at all.
Wow.
He was terrible. So, like, now in our league, like, I wound up playing someone who's pretty good. I don't remember who it is. Like, I have no hope. Like, I have to, like, either grab a quarterback that might get me 20 points because I don't know who Hurts is playing next week, but it's not really looking good for me. It might be one and done. I mean, I'm glad I made the playoffs, but I'd like to win a playoff game or something like that.
That'd be nice.
You know what I'm saying? And then I think I gotta play. I don't play the gambler. I play Paulie in the other league, and he's got like every Dallas Cowboy under the sun. So
Yeah, and they're playing the Vikings.
yeah, so like I gotta hope the Vikings just whatever.
And they're at home.
Yeah, so like I'm gonna get crushed by him too. I need a miracle for both my leagues, and it's a straight misery. But what are you gonna do? As my season will be over next weekend, and then I'll be talking about baseball again, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I pretty much think that's all I got for football. Anyone got anything else?
No.
Oh, speaking of which, so I wanted to say this earlier and I forgot, but I still have them here. These Dots pretzels, like I've been waiting for you to come over to try them, and I was almost brokenhearted because he already knew about them. And I have like 2 of the flavors here, Parmesan garlic, and I think the other one is cinnamon sugar. Absolutely amazing. And I don't know where I stand with these 3 pretzels because I know the originals are. That's how I found out about them. I was in Jersey at my fantasy draft earlier in the year, and I never heard of these until August. And he just, you got to try these pretzels. They're so great. And I'm like, okay. So I tried them, and the original. You haven't tried the originals yet, right?
I may have.
I gotta get them for you next week. I saw the reason why I bought these originally, folks, was I was at Walgreens getting a bunch of gift cards for Christmas, and I haven't seen them in a store. To be fair, I haven't really looked, but you go down the pretzel/chip aisle, and
Yeah, they all have them now, but they started out big. Where I first started seeing them was Costco, and what's nice about Costco is they have this gigantic bag.
right. And they just have the original one, right? Because
Just-
they never
right.
have flavors of anything. You get the original, and that's it. So when I go to
Correct.
Costco next time, I got to try and get that giant bag. But it's the first time I saw the small individual, how you get the small Dorito bags for what used to be $1, but now $1.50 or whatever. They had the small Dot pretzel ones, the original flavor. So I'm like, you know what? I've never seen these in the store. I'm gonna grab a bag, and I went to the bar watching football, and I was eating them, and I'm like, these are amazing. So, which led to me buying these 2 bags from Amazon. Thankfully, Amazon just delivers them. They're expensive, whatever, but they're so damn delicious. And I gotta go to Walgreens sometime this week. I gotta have those regular pretzels for next week for you. I'll give you the whole bag. You can let us know what you think about them. But yeah, shout out to them actually being in the stores now, because when I had them in August, I don't think they were here besides maybe Costco, because my buddies from Jersey told me yeah, we can only get them here. I don't think you have them in New York. And I'm like, this sucks. I wanted to steal the whole bag. I don't know which one's my favorite. All I know is they're all really good, and they're probably the best pretzels I've ever had.
Oh yeah, they're
Without a doubt. And the reason why I'm talking about this is originally when I saw you last week when you were sort of going to be here, but then you didn't because you had work, I had these cashews on deck, right? And I've never seen them anywhere else, but in New Hyde Park, and people are going to laugh, Usha Foods has them, and they're cracked pepper cashews. And I had Wanderer try them. Wanderer, you have to try these. These are crack. I buy a pound and they're gone in days. So I had to try them.
Oh yeah, excellent.
Right? And I was waiting to get you here for you to try them. And finally you're here. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. But if anyone doesn't believe us, Hillside and 256th Street, right on the corner. It's got all this types of Indian desserts and stuff and whatever else.
It's across the street from 7-Eleven, right?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Right, but 7-Eleven is not far from there either. But if you pass the Dunkin' Donuts, you went too far. It's literally right across from Dunkin' Donuts. But trust me when I tell you, these are amazing. They also have spicy ones, which I'll have you try. I wasn't as big of a fan, but I feel like I wasn't because these are so good. So I was like, I don't even want to touch those until these are gone. And then by the time these are gone, I'm like, oh, Usha Foods is right there. I'm going to go pick up another bag.
There's a and I can't remember the name of them. If I remember, I got to bring you a bag. There's at the gift shop at the hospital, they have snacks and stuff like that. And there's a brand of pretzels that they sell, those small bags, that they have a cinnamon flavored one that's even better than these.
No way.
Yes.
And I like cinnamon brown sugar, like pretzels and like whatever. Like you go to Auntie Anne's and get that stuff. Like that's on another level. But when I had these, phenomenal. So yeah, that's your homework assignment for next week, or hopefully we see you next time. You got to bring those. We got to try those because these are unreal. I feel like I'm just gonna automatically get these auto sent to my house like every month. But whatever. Anyway, talk to me what you guys have been watching. What do we got?
What have I watched? I watched Tron.
How was that?
It was good. It was much better than I thought it was going to be. I enjoyed it. It was a good watch.
Watched it last night.
Yeah. Did you like it?
I did. The only thing I didn't understand is I guess I should have watched the first Tron. Not the first Tron, but the remake of the Tron.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Yeah, because I'm like, what's going on in the beginning? Like, maybe I missed it. It was late at night or whatever. I was like, what does this have to do with anything? Because the original Tron with, not the original, but the remake. The first one has to do with the
Tron Legacy.
Yeah, thank you. Like what is it called? Like the other dimension, like the game world or whatever.
Right.
They really didn't talk about that at all in this one.
No.
It was just all outside, and they could only live for like 29 minutes, and then they go back, and then they could be reborn, for lack of a better word.
Well,
reanimated or whatever you want to call it, like whatever they do, whatever. But yeah, it was entertaining, and what I don't understand is, why did it flop so hard in the movie theaters? Because it wasn't bad.
And that's,
like, it kept my attention.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because I was actually talking to Paulie about it, because I asked him if he saw it, and he says, I don't think it came out yet.
No, it did. It came out months and months ago.
And then he said, yeah, I think it came out a while ago. So it flopped?
It came out earlier this year, I want to say. It really did. It came out, if it was in March, that might not even be that far back.
I guess it's going to be one of those, it was either going to be a flop or it was going to be a blockbuster. And I guess I could see that it had more of a chance of being a flop than anything else. Because, I mean, it wasn't really, other than, what's his name, Jared Leto, there really wasn't any...
Well, you had Jeff Daniels in it at the end,
yeah,
but like whatever.
That was more of like a cameo than anything else.
Yeah, there wasn't I mean, you had people in there, but they're like newer actors. Like that one girl that he was fighting with, she was in Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn. She was the voodoo witch doctor.
That was her?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow, really?
Yes. Because I recognized her right away, and I'm like, where do I know her from? I didn't even have to look it up. I just remembered.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you had the girl from the X-Files that was in there. That was the mother.
Right.
And then that other dude was the son who was in the X-Men and all those American Horror Story stuff.
Not anyone that's dragging people to the box office.
Right, exactly. So maybe that had something to do with it.
Yeah, it was pretty good though. I enjoyed it.
It was entertaining for sure.
And then I obviously watched the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things, which was excellent. I thought it was excellent.
You're not gonna get any complaint from us, dude. We were talking about it last week. And I don't think if I answered the question, I don't remember what the question was, but like we were talking about how you didn't have to see, but the Duffer Brothers told you to go back into season 2 and 4 and watch these 2 episodes in each season.
Yeah, you were mentioning that.
Yeah, so I did. And like when we were hanging out that day watching football, the Dallas game, I think I was telling you then, right? So I watched them and then rewatched Stranger Things this season again. So I watched it twice within the span of 2 weeks. And I even made an apology last week because I thought there was only 4 episodes in this whole season, but apparently on IMDb, they only showed you the 4 episodes like until the show came out. And then they dropped the other for when they were gonna, like, they didn't put out when the other 4 were coming out.
Yeah, because that seems to be what show did we watch that they did that also, where it was put out in stages. It wasn't put out all in once. Or was it when we were talking about Stranger Things originally?
Maybe, I think it was when we were talking about Stranger Things, because originally they said
they were going to put out 4.
It was only 4 episodes, and I thought each one was going to be like an hour and a half. And don't get me wrong, the first 4 episodes were all over an hour, except for one. But one was just under one. And then the last episode, I think, was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But then they have the next 3 that come out in Christmas that are all like over an hour and like 10 or 15 minutes, I think.
Oh, is that when they're out at Christmas?
Well, 3. And then the last episode, the series finale, comes out New Year's Eve at 8 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And you can even go see it in the movie theater. Like, they're selling tickets right now to go see it in the movie theater. And they're starting the movie Friday. You can only get it you can only see the movie as of right now, starting at 8 o'clock that night on New Year's Eve, which I think is like a Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. And then it also comes out on Netflix at 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So you can stay at home and watch it, or go to the movies, whatever. But that last episode is 2 hours and 2 or 5 minutes long.
Wow.
Yeah, so the next 4 episodes are long, but these ones were pretty long, but I was glued to it. And the only thing that I could say, because I saw it before and after watching the other episodes, is that it just gives you a little more insight. It, I guess, gives you like resets your memory to what happened in the earlier seasons with Will, and then what happens with what's her name, 11 in season 4, so that you're like, oh, okay, like I get it now. You know what I mean?
I actually saw a video the other day on social media of the reading where the cast is, doing, when they do the table readings, where they're doing the reading where they all discovered that Will's got powers.
Yeah.
And they were like flipping out. It was actually kind of neat. Like, they didn't know,
And apparently he only did that scene at the end one time. Which is amazing, because that scene for the ending was insane. And finally, like, you feel like, okay, these kids actually have a chance now. Because not only do you have 11 with powers, now you got Will with powers. And it also makes it seem like he wasn't one of the people that were tested on. So if he could have the power, maybe other people
right,
would have it.
And it's what's neat about it too is that it's like kind of like spreading the wealth, so to speak. It's not all about 11. These first 4 episodes.
No,
right?
no.
She wasn't the main character. It was just well spread out.
And it almost seems like they all have jobs to do, right? Like Ella's with Hopper doing their thing in the Upside Down. The other kids are trying to like save these other kids and all this stuff. So there's a lot going on, and I could see why all these episodes had to be long. But it's like it's
a lot
not
of moving parts.
Yeah, but it's cool because you're into it, and it doesn't seem like they're overdoing it either, right? Like, this is only season 5. It's not like it's season 10. You're not done with it yet, and they're ending it, I think, at the perfect time.
Yeah.
And I'm only wondering if other people are gonna get powers, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, and if you haven't watched it yet, it's your fault. But 11 found 8.
Right.
So that's huge too. Like, are they building their own little super team?
Right. Whereas the last episode, they're all gonna have powers.
Right. And they're teasing a whole bunch of stuff. Like, if you are on social media, you're seeing stuff for them. You're gonna see it all month long because they put it out all within a month, which is great. But there's all these little hints and clues, and you don't know what's true or what's not. So they're keeping everyone waiting and engaged for Christmas. Like, I'm gonna sit here, open up Christmas gifts, and then I'm gonna watch Stranger Things at night. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna bang through those 3 episodes. But great.
Get it in now because God knows how much Netflix is gonna be with this new deal that they did.
Oh yeah, I saw that. So the HBO Max is gonna be no more, right?
It's weird because they said I was right now because I read that too.
So it's Warner Brothers and HBO, but now I saw something the other day that because they were bidding against Paramount Plus, and the guy who I forget his name is escaping me right now, but that runs Paramount Plus. Apparently they're trying to do a hostile takeover right now.
Wow.
So I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a done deal with Netflix.
On what? On they're gonna hostile take over like HBO Max and WB or something?
Yeah.
And rip it from Netflix?
Yeah.
Wow. So how could they do that though if they already made a deal?
Because they're hostile takeover, meaning that they're gonna just say this is what we're giving you, and what they're saying they're gonna give is more than what Netflix is offering, and the Paramount deal basically is all cash in the sense that it's because I think if I remember correctly, the deal was like in the high 70s as far as billions, but the Netflix deal was going to be 27 and change per share, but it was going to be, there was like a caveat involved in there, whereas Paramount's was $30 a share, all cash.
Wow. Oof. Well, I didn't hear all of that, so we'll see what goes on with that. But as of right now, they're saying that Netflix is going to just oversee HBO and Warner Brothers. They're going to leave HBO Max, like, not alone, but, like, they're going to keep they just own the rights to all those shows, and they're just going to let them do what they want to do unless they want to cancel some of the shows. But I heard, like, HBO Max wasn't going away.
That's good.
Yeah, so, like, if you're worrying about shows like The Penguin and all these other shows that are on there, they're still going to be there. Matter of fact, I heard a rumor that Penguin 2 is going to come out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I haven't heard anything like Penguin, when's that coming out? Bad Monkey, when's that coming out?
None of it. But, like, I recently just saw that, like, Penguin was floating around, but they couldn't get anything together. But now I heard they're getting a script together, and, like, they're working on season 2, which is great because that show was awesome. So hopefully things kind of stay intact. I mean, Netflix was looking for a deal like this because their stuff has been garbage besides the documentaries recently. Like, they're not putting out anything really that good besides Stranger Things and, I guess, Squid Games, which is the two shows most of the people watch. But other than that, they're not pumping out shows like they used to. So we'll see. I mean, hopefully it's a good thing and not a bad thing. I finally finished The Last Frontier yesterday, the last episode. What a great show. I hope they come back with season 2, dude. I pray they do, because when I saw it ending so nicely, I'm like, this is a one and done show. I'm like, this sucks.
Let me ask you a question. The one thing that I didn't understand, when you watched the first episode of that, when the plane first goes down and they're, meeting up the sheriff's department or whatever they are, and they have all the pictures of the people. Wasn't one of the pictures Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, wasn't he in
he was in it.
He's in the first episode.
But that's it.
No, he was in
maybe the second one too.
No, he was in like episode 4.
Really?
I want to say, yeah, because I saw that episode like last week, so I know it wasn't too long ago.
When I saw his picture, I'm like, all right, that's cool. Johnny Knoxville in this kind of role, and I figured he's going to be one of the main characters, and then it was just gone.
No, yeah, he I forget what happened to him. Did he die?
Well, isn't he one of the prisoners where it's like they have like a father and a son or something like that, and they're on the side of the road?
No, he was. Yes. 100%, yeah. But that guy Levi, I forget his last name, but the Knoxville was on the train with him, or not the train, but like remember that camper or whatever. Yeah. So that was his episode, and then after that they were done, and then he was either captured. I forget exactly what happened to him, but most of these inmates wind up dying anyway.
Right.
So, but what a great show that was, dude. Go with it, bro. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Don't make it. Come on.
What an episode.
That show got very intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that episode, I mean obviously you knew it was gonna start, with some chaos.
But I like what they did in the beginning, didn't you? They didn't go right to it. They made you wait a few minutes.
Wait for a minute, and obviously we got some more Pennywise origin stuff. I thought that was really cool. And
the scene where Periwinkle comes out, and then the husband comes out, and he's screaming at her, and then Pennywise.
Oh yeah.
And then he starts fucking chomping on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, insane.
And then at the end it's like you know what you think, what you thought they were doing it for, that changes, and it's like, now is this guy just like a nut? So it's a lot going on, and they got one episode left, but yeah, it's been a great show, man.
Yeah, I'm just happy we know there's already a season 2 and 3, so like you don't have to worry about it. Like, you'll watch this, and not for nothing, I could see like you're watching this season again before the next one, even though you won't have to. You'll just want to catch like the flashbacks because they're gonna go back in time. So it's gonna be a whole new cast. It's or at least it should be, right?
Yeah, I did have one question though. I'm wondering why Halloran was like helping them, if he knew that this was, I guess he knew that this was the plan all along.
Right.
Seems kind of odd, but maybe I'm just looking into it too much.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Maybe we'll get some more clarification in the next episode. It's just the show is, and I don't even think the show is that scary, except for like maybe a few parts. You know what I mean? But like, it's just like you said, it's intense. Like, you're in there, and you're like, and like, without ruining the show for people, because maybe they haven't watched it yet. But there's another one that's complex, and like they're throwing a lot at you, and you got to pay attention to every little thing, because you don't know what's going to happen next or where they're going to send you next. Matter of fact, this show is one of the only shows, like after the show is done, they give you like a 5-10 minute like explanation of the show, and I watched that. I was like, I have to watch it. Yeah, I was like, because I want to know what they're thinking. What are they like?
Yeah, the ideas behind it. Yeah.
And sometimes I don't understand everything that's going on, so sometimes they explain it for you, like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
Because you just got so much going on. You're like, 1 minute this is happening, and another this is happening. So like you can't process everything. So when you read that inside the episode thing or watch it, it gives you a little bit more clarity. So I've been doing that, and it's helped out a lot, to be fair. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything else? What do you got? Anything?
What else? Still watching Robinhood. Like, I think I'm halfway through the new episode.
What's that on again?
MGM Plus.
Okay, I do have that. I gotta start watching that.
What else? Oh, still watching Landman season 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're watching season 1?
Yeah, it's on Prime now. So I started watching that. I guess it was last week, probably. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good show. I like that.
Just season 1 is on Prime?
Yeah, I think just season 1.
Yeah, because it's on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So they released it a year later.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's on TV too, Landman, on their channel.
I think
on
so.
like Paramount Plus now too.
Oh, then maybe it's on Showtime then.
Maybe I don't know.
I know they have the deal with them.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I'll check and I'll let you know.
And what? Oh, and then I watched a movie over the weekend. I watched Eddington. It's weird, very, very strange movie.
What about? Have you guys started at all? Mayors of Kingstown?
No,
I have not.
I'm gonna start that because I think it ends this next coming week is the last episode. I've been waiting to binge watch it.
Yeah, I think I've only watched 1 or 2 of them, but nothing to show.
Yeah, and I literally, I've been watching like the Walking Dead spin-offs, so I've been watching Daryl Dixon because it had 2 seasons. So I'm literally almost done with that, and then I was gonna start Mayor of Kingstown and go from there. But yeah, that's all I got. Did you watch Alex vs. A-Rod yet?
No.
Jesus, killing me.
Did you watch anything else?
No. It was a slow week for me. I've been getting back into the mix. It's Christmas season, so it's rainbow cookie season. So
Okay, I get it.
I got a lot of orders. So it's it's been taking a little bit of
Yeah,
time.
a lot of time in the kitchen.
Yeah, so not a lot of time on the couch, but I'm hoping to get through some of this stuff this next week. I only saw Tron. There's a bunch of movies on the Fire Stick, but they're not good quality yet, which I don't understand why. Like I was trying to see Now You See Me, the third movie, just to see it because I saw the other two and they were pretty entertaining, but it's still a crappy copy.
Yeah, some movies take a little longer
Yeah.
than others.
And there's not much movies like out right now that I'm like interested in. Like I'm looking at the list and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know, so it's tough. So I'm probably gonna have to start a TV show at night and just rush through one. So, how many episodes is Robinhood in?
I think it's like 7.
Oh, so that's almost done too. So maybe another week I'll start that. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got. You gotta watch A-Rod and you gotta watch Charlie Hustle. That was awesome too. There's 4 episodes and 3 episodes, but the A-Rod ones are longer. The other ones are like 50 something minutes. So you can bang through that, but you'd like that, the Charlie Hustle one. He's quite a character.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah, I didn't know how much of a character he was until I watched this documentary.
Really?
Yeah, but he's quite a character. But yeah, if no one's got anything else, wanted to take it away. Let's
Okay, one
rock out.
pick as usual. This week we're going with Wave Generators, with Runaway, with a Wild, and a Rare One. That's the pick for this week.
All right, folks, that'll do it for this week. We're less than 3 weeks away from Christmas and 4 weeks away from the end of the football season. So a lot to look forward to, and then we got the new year coming. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the week for now.
Take
next
care.
time.
Take care.
Later, folks.